Hello everybody, it's Emma from Martin & Co Estate Agents here. Thank you for joining me today, and today we are talking about the local Chelmsford property market update October 2018, and I've compiled some facts and figures about the market today compared with the market a year ago. It's always good to know, even if you're not in the property industry yourself and you just wanted to know what's kind of going on around you, it's always good to know what's happening with the property market locally, and here we go. So I'll start with the sales figures first of all. So looking at the number of sales over the last 12 months, in Chelmsford there have been 3,174 sales. Now that may sound like a big number, it is a big number. However, when we compare that to the previous year, we're actually down 15% year on year. So that just kind of gives an indication as to the changes that we've seen happening in the local property market round here. There's been a lot more property coming onto the market. It's just meant that things are becoming a little bit more competitive out there, a little bit more choice for people, and in return, as you can see, the numbers are down year on year. The average sale price of a property in Chelmsford is now £342,971 to be specific, which again, a fairly good price in Chelmsford. And looking at the changes of values year on year, so as an average in the Chelmsford area we are plus 4%, so that's good, we're in the positive, which is always good, a little bit lighter than it has been in previous years, but any increase is an increase. And if we look at the previous 5 years, so 5 years up until now, we're actually plus 46%. So that's quite a big number. Nearly half the amount of what properties were, if my maths is correct. So all in all, the Chelmsford property market is doing quite well. Looking at what types of property are selling, so the highest percentage of sales that have actually completed in this last year have actually been detached houses at 31% of the completed sales. That's followed very closely by semi-detached properties at 27% of the total sales. And then apartments and terraced houses are equal at 21% each. So all in all, not too much between them, but detached houses have been outperforming the rest of the properties. So that's sales all rounded up for you. If we now focus on the lettings side of things in Chelmsford. So lettings wise, average rents in Chelmsford, average rents in Great Britain, we'll start nationally, have actually have risen in the last year by 0.9%, not a massive increase, but an increase nonetheless. However, when we focus specifically on the Chelmsford area, it's quite interesting to note that apartments have actually dropped by 1% in the last year, but houses have actually dropped by 6% in the last year. And again, this is probably due to the supply and demand ratio shifting. We've seen it happen on sales, we're now seeing it on the letting side, and it just means, as I said, there's a lot more competition out there for potential tenants, and that in turn is driving prices to be a lot more competitive. The average age of a tenant in the Chelmsford area is 35 years old, just another statistic there for you. But not surprisingly, the most amount of lets within the last year have been apartments. Apartments are still the #1 property for letting in the Chelmsford area. So if you are looking for buy to let, you can't go wrong with an apartment. So that's Chelmsford all wrapped up and sewn up in facts and figures for you. Tune in for more articles and property updates about the Chelmsford area. Subscribe to our Chelmsford Property TV channel on YouTube. There's always handy little hints and tips going up live on there. And also you've got the Chelmsford Property blog where we post out many articles about the Chelmsford property market. If you have any questions at all, we'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, have a fantastic day and we look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.